You know, for so many young people in Bangladesh, Europe feels like the dream. It's this powerful, almost irresistible pull. But here's the thing, for some, that dream ends. It ends in the dark, cold waters of the Mediterranean Sea. So let's get into this story, a journey that promises so much, but as we'll see, so often delivers absolute tragedy. Listen to this. This is the reality we're talking about. It's not some abstract number or a news headline. These are the actual words of a survivor. It's a chilling account of what happens when that European dream completely falls apart. And that brutal truth is really at the core of what we're talking about today. So the question is, how? How does it get to this point? How does that dream of a better life turn into, literally, a grave at sea? Let's trace back the steps of this one fateful journey. Okay, so it all starts on March 21st. The boat leaves from Tobruk, Libya. But almost immediately things go wrong. Just 2 days in, they hit bad weather and get completely lost. And then, nothing. For 6 whole days, they're just adrift. No food, no water. You can imagine what happened next. People started to die. From hunger, from thirst, just pure exhaustion.
And here's a number that just hits you. 18. 18 of the people who died on that boat were from Bangladesh. Think about that. 18 young men and their families back home were just waiting for a phone call that was never, ever going to come.
And in total, across everyone on that small boat, the number climbs to 22. 22 people gone, 22 lives just lost, all because they were chasing that same dream. Now, these numbers really tell a critical part of the story. You look at the breakdown, there were 43 people crammed onto that boat, and out of those 43, a massive 38 of them were from Bangladesh. So you see, this wasn't just some random one-off tragedy. No, it's part of a much bigger, much darker pattern. So who is behind this? Who is actually putting these people on these death traps? Well, it's not just one person. We're talking about a powerful international network that makes a fortune off of pure desperation. Right, so investigations have started to uncover this whole syndicate. And it seems the main guys are two brothers. You've got Dulal Mia, who's working on the ground in Bangladesh, and then his brother, Bilal, who's apparently pulling the strings from Greece. And their business model? It's horribly simple. They lure in young men with these amazing promises about life in Europe, and then they squeeze their families for every last penny. Let's make this real. Take the story of Amir. He was one of the victims. The promise to him was, hey, you'll be in Greece in 3 days. 3 days. The reality? He was held captive for 3 months. They promised him a new life, but what he got was torture, starvation, and abuse in a place that the traffickers have a truly chilling name for: a game house. I mean, just that term alone, game house, is horrifying, isn't it? That's what these traffickers call their secret detention centers in Libya. It's where they hold people captive, where they torture them, all to force their families back home to wire more and more money. It's a sick, twisted game where human lives are literally the bargaining chips. And all of this brings us to what might be the biggest question of all. Why? I mean, what could possibly drive a person to take a risk like this? To risk capture, torture, and even drowning at sea? Yeah, why would you risk everything for a chance that might not even be real? Well, the answer, it's not straightforward. It's this really tangled web of social pressure and, of course, money. And it's not just about getting rich, you know? It's way deeper than that. You've got huge family expectations. There's this concept of izzat. It's like your social honor, your status. In some of these communities, if you don't try to go to Europe, you're seen as a failure. And then you see other guys come back, right? They've got new cars, they're building new houses. And pretty soon, you start to believe that this insane, dangerous journey is the only way you'll ever be successful. This pressure is so real, so intense, that whole neighborhoods have earned the nickname Italy Para, which means Italy neighborhood. Just think about that. It tells you that going to Europe is so common, it's become part of the town's identity. The dream is literally woven into the fabric of the community.
But let's talk about the real cost of this dream, because it goes way, way beyond the money that gets paid to the smugglers.
Remember Aminer? His family paid the traffickers 11 lakh taka. I mean, that is a huge amount of money. For most families, that's everything they have. Their entire life savings. Money they borrowed from every relative they know, money from selling off their land. It was all of their hopes, everything invested in their son. And in the end, that money wasn't for a ticket to Europe. It turned out to be the price of their son. And that's a debt, a cost that can never, ever be repaid.
And look, this story isn't just about Amir Bar or the 17 other guys from Bangladesh on that one boat. We have to zoom out. On a national scale, Bangladesh is actually one of the top countries for migrants taking this incredibly dangerous route.
The sheer scale of this is just staggering. Every single year, thousands of people try to make this crossing, and every single year, thousands of them die. The story we've just talked about, it's not unique. It's repeated over and over and over again out there in that vast, unforgiving sea. So, all this really leaves us with one last big question to think about. When the pursuit of a dream demands a life, is it really still a dream? Or, at that point, has it twisted into something else entirely?